Hey guys, Mr. Case here. Going to go over day 18 of the third grade NTI work packets. So in the work packets today, we have three different assignments. One is a little math worksheet. It has four boxes in it, and then in the middle has a circle, so four different types of math. In the top left corner, it says use the distributive property to show how you could solve this problem, and it's got 7 times 5. Now it gives you an example. 8 times 7. And you look below it, they're using the distributive property. So they have 8, they got the parentheses around it, 8 times 3 plus parentheses 8 times 4. So when you do all that, you have to do the work in the parentheses first. So 8 times 3 equals 24, and then 8 times 4 equals 32. Then you add those two, and it's going to give you 56. Now if you do 8 times 7, it also gives you 56. So what the teachers are asking for here is to take 7 times 5, split up the 5, and do the distributive property, just like the example. And if you do it correctly, you should get the same answer. The top right box is a word problem. It's a multi-step problem. It's good practice for the kids. Mike runs 2 miles per day. His goal is to run 25 miles. After 5 days, how many miles does Mike have left to run in order to meet his goal? Write an equation and find the solution. So you're going to write out those multiple steps that you do to find your answer. The bottom left box, we have represent the fraction using a number line, circle the location. So it gives us 3/4. So when we're making that number line using the fraction, it's going to be between 0 and 1. Now 1 is actually going to represent 4 over 4, because that's the whole. 3/4 is just part of the whole. So you got 0, 1, 1 represents 4 over 4. Where do you think 3/4 is going to go? What would go in front of 3/4? What would go in front of that? And it should take you to 0. And then you're circling that line, or you can dot it, where 3/4 is on that number line. The bottom right says draw in groups to represent the problem and write the answer, and so it gives you 6 times 5. Now, when it says draw in groups, so when we do multiplication, another way to think of it is I have 6 groups, so 6 circles with 5 in each group. So if you draw 6 circles and put 5 dots in each of them, you should find your answer. And then in the middle we have round to the nearest 100. Now, the kiddos I work with, they had an example on the last one. So they're round the nearest 100. So when you round the nearest 100, you have to look at the tens place. That's going to tell you if you're rounding up or if you're going to go down. So in the example I had was the last one, 325. So when I look at 325, to determine if I'm going to round up to 400 or round down to 300, I got to look at the number in the tens place. So 325, there's a 2 in the tens place. We have a saying here, if it's 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. So 2 is less than 4, so it's actually going to go down to 300. So the answer to that is 300. So as you go through, you have 521, 854, and then actually the first one is 62. And I noticed that sometimes tricks kids, but all you have to do there, since you don't have a number in that hundreds place, you got to look at 6, and that's going to tell you if you're going to round up or round down. So that's the first assignment. Next one's just another little game, pronoun, verb, contractions, concentration. So to play the game, turn on cards face down. Take turns turning 2 cards. Your goal is to match the pronoun verb to the contraction. If you turn over 2 cards and they don't match, turn them back over in the same place. If you get a match, you keep the cards and get another turn. Once you've matched all the contractions, you will need to record them on your recording sheet. So recording sheets are like this. There's a couple in there. So the cards are just like this. It's a fairly simple game to play. So when you're talking about pronoun, verb, contractions, so it's like, let's see. So an example would be like, I will is one of the cards, or that would be like aisle, I apostrophe LL. So you're trying to figure out, you want your students to realize that, like, you know, if I have I am, it's going to be I'm. That's going to be their match or their contraction. So that's that game. And then the last one work you have for today is just this sheet here. As I always tell my kiddos, because sometimes multiplication can be frustrating for a third grader. Take breaks when needed. Kind of get up, stretch, come back to it. On the first two rows, I think they should all knock it out of the ballpark, because it's just going in order from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So zeros, I definitely don't think they will have any problem with. The ones, I don't think they'll have any problem with. You know, it's as you get up higher and higher, it does get more difficult. But the idea is we just want the kids to get practice, because, you know, the older they get, the more complicated the math's going to get. So we want to lay those basic foundations, especially for multiplication. Still fresh for these guys, and I know they've been working on it all year. But that is day 18 of the NTI Work Packets. I hope you guys found the video helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.